Welcome to Hollywood Secrets Information. In this video, we are diving into the tragic yet powerful stories of 17 gay stars who died of AIDS. These were artists, actors, musicians, dancers, and intellectuals who left an unforgettable mark on the world. Their lives were often hidden, their struggles immense, and their losses heart-wrenching. Through their talents, they challenged norms and broke barriers, even as they faced the stigma of both their identity and the disease that took their lives. So sit back, watch till the end, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more hidden truths from the world of Hollywood and beyond. 1. Rock Hudson. A towering icon of Hollywood's golden era, Rock Hudson was the epitome of the classic leading man. Known for films like Giant, Pillow Talk, and Magnificent Obsession, Hudson's clean-cut image masked a deeply private reality. He was a closeted gay man at a time when coming out was career suicide. In 1985, he became the first major celebrity to publicly acknowledge an AIDS diagnosis, sparking widespread media coverage. His death later that year at age 59 brought unprecedented attention to the disease and marked a turning point in public awareness. His courage helped break the silence and stigma. 2. Anthony Perkins. Best known for his iconic role as Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, Anthony Perkins lived a life of secrecy. Married to photographer Barry Berenson, Perkins was bisexual, and reports suggest he had relationships with men long before his marriage. Diagnosed with AIDS in 1990, he kept his condition hidden until his death in 1992 at age 60. In a statement read by his wife after his passing, Perkins acknowledged the need for understanding and compassion for those living with the disease. His legacy continues through both his unforgettable performance and the quiet dignity with which he faced the end. 3. Freddie Mercury. The electrifying frontman of Queen, Freddie Mercury was not just a rock legend, he was a force of nature. Known for hits like Bohemian Rhapsody, Somebody to Love, and We Are the Champions, Mercury redefined what it meant to be a performer. Despite ongoing speculation, Mercury kept his HIV status private until just before his death. In 1991, he released a statement confirming he had AIDS. He died the very next day at the age of 45. His death shocked the world and brought renewed urgency to the AIDS crisis. Mercury remains a global icon of queer pride and musical genius. 4. Rudolf Nureyev. A ballet superstar, Rudolf Nureyev was one of the greatest male dancers of the 20th century. Born in the Soviet Union, he defected to the West in 1961 and went on to an extraordinary career with the Royal Ballet and other major institutions. Nureyev was openly gay in a time when that was rare, especially in the world of classical dance. Diagnosed with HIV in the 1980s, he continued to work and choreograph until the very end. He died in 1993 at age 54. His elegance, power, and trailblazing courage made him a legend on and off the stage. 5. Robert Reed. Known to millions as Mike Brady from the Brady Bunch, Robert Reed was the model of the American father. But behind the scenes, Reed lived a double life. He was a closeted gay man who feared that coming out would end his career. Reed died in 1992 at the age of 59 from colon cancer, but it was later revealed that he was HIV positive. His death sparked conversations about secrecy and shame in the entertainment industry. Despite his private struggles, his legacy as a television icon endures. 6. Klaus Nomi. A pioneer of experimental music and performance art, Klaus Nomi was unlike anyone else. With his alien-like appearance, operatic vocals, and avant-garde stage shows, he captivated New York's underground scene in the early 1980s. Nomi was one of the first celebrities to die of AIDS, passing away in 1983 at just 39 years old. His death marked a haunting beginning to a devastating era. Though his career was brief, Nomi's influence on pop culture, fashion, and queer performance remains immense. 7. Michel Foucault. A towering figure in philosophy, Michel Foucault revolutionized modern thought with works like Discipline and Punish and the History of Sexuality. A French intellectual who explored the relationship between power, knowledge, and identity, Foucault was also one of the first public intellectuals to die of AIDS. He passed away in 1984 at the age of 57. While he never publicly acknowledged his HIV status, his death became one of the earliest high-profile AIDS cases in the academic world. Foucault's ideas continue to shape contemporary discourse on gender and sexuality. 8. Keith Haring. A vibrant and politically active artist, Keith Haring used his bold, graffiti-inspired work to speak truth to power. His murals, subway drawings, and canvases tackled themes of AIDS, apartheid, and gay rights. Diagnosed with AIDS in 1988, Haring founded the Keith Haring Foundation to support AIDS organizations and children's programs. He died in 1990 at just 31 years old. Haring's legacy lives in his art and activism, which remain symbols of defiance, hope, and love. 9. Vito Russo. Film historian and gay rights activist Vito Russo was the author of The Celluloid Closet, a groundbreaking work exploring the depiction of LGBTQ+ characters in cinema. He was also a founding member of ACT UP, the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power. Diagnosed with HIV in the mid-1980s, Russo used his platform to fight both Hollywood stereotypes and government indifference. He died in 1990 at age 44. His work helped shift public understanding and advocacy around AIDS and queer representation in media. 10. Howard Ashman. The lyrical genius behind Disney classics like The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin, Howard Ashman transformed animated musicals. He was a gay man working during the height of the AIDS crisis, and he poured his heart into his art. Diagnosed with HIV during the making of Beauty and the Beast, Ashman continued working until his death in 1991 at just 40. The film was dedicated to him, recognizing his immense contribution. His songs remain beloved worldwide. 11. Brad Davis. Star of the searing prison drama Midnight Express, Brad Davis was a talented actor with a troubled soul. Married with a daughter, Davis publicly came out as bisexual and acknowledged his HIV status before his death. Diagnosed in 1985, he reportedly kept his condition secret for years out of fear of blacklisting. In 1991, he died by assisted suicide at age 41. His death shed light on the isolation and despair many faced with the illness, and the urgent need for compassionate care. 13. Wayland Flowers. Creator of the outrageous puppet Madam, Wayland Flowers was a popular comedian known for his biting wit and flamboyant persona. Although Flowers never publicly discussed his sexuality, he was a prominent figure in gay circles. He died of AIDS-related complications in 1988 at the age of 48. Flowers helped pave the way for openly queer comedy on television, even if he never explicitly came out. 14. Michael Jeter. Beloved character actor Michael Jeter was known for roles in Evening Shade, The Green Mile, and Sesame Street. Openly gay, Jeter was diagnosed with HIV but managed his health for many years. Though he died in 2003 from an epileptic seizure, he was one of the few who openly lived with HIV in Hollywood and survived past the height of the crisis. His story reminds us that hope and treatment became possible, even if too late for so many. 15. Peter Allen. Australian singer-songwriter Peter Allen was once married to Liza Minnelli but later came out as gay. Known for hits like I Go to Rio and I Still Call Australia Home, Allen had a flamboyant stage presence and a deeply emotional songwriting style. He died of AIDS-related throat cancer in 1992 at the age of 48. His life was later adapted into the musical The Boy from Oz, starring Hugh Jackman. 16. Hibiscus, George Harris III. Founder of the radical drag troupe The Cockettes, Hibiscus was a pioneer of queer counterculture in San Francisco during the late 1960s and 70s. Known for his gender-bending performances, he brought theatricality and activism together. Hibiscus died of AIDS in 1982 at age 33, making him one of the earliest known victims among the creative community. He helped lay the foundation for drag as political expression. 17. Tom Villard. A rising star with roles in One Crazy Summer, Grease 2, and My Girl, Tom Villard made headlines when he publicly came out as gay and HIV positive on national television in 1994, a rare and courageous act at the time. Sadly, he died just a few months later at age 40. His visibility and honesty gave others strength and brought greater awareness to the human side of the AIDS epidemic. These 17 stars shone brightly in their time and left behind legacies that continue to inspire. Their deaths from AIDS were not just personal tragedies, they were public wake-up calls. In a world that often silenced them, their talents and courage spoke volumes. Let us remember them not just for how they died, but for how they lived, loved, and changed the world. If you found this video meaningful, please like, comment, and subscribe to Hollywood Secrets Information for more powerful stories from the stars. Thanks for watching.